Welcome back, everybody. Silas here. Today we're going to do a little bit of behind the scenes action. I'm out here at my dad's yard now. I've got to grab these 3 wheels and tires. He set them out of the building for me. He just remodeled this building and put all new locks on everything, and he hasn't gotten extra keys made yet, so I wasn't able to get in there to get these out yesterday, so he said he would set them out tonight. But I got them right here. We've got an old car in a building that we've had for a lot of years, and so we got to get it out of there today. But my dad took the wheels off of it to get tires on it, 6 months ago or something like that, and so I had to come get these, get them back on the car, and get it wheeled out. Lep will be here in a little bit. He's just going to meet me there. We're going to have to shove the car out and around, and well, you guys will see when we get there. The only issue is I don't know how we're going to load it. I guess the guy doesn't have a winch. I told him he needed to make sure he had a winch, and he says he doesn't have a winch and he has a hydraulic tilt trailer. So not sure how we're going to get a 4,000 pound car up a hydraulic tilt trailer. This might be an interesting challenge, but I guess we'll figure it out. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and abandon my trailer, park it right here, because I've got a couple old grain trucks I need to cut the cabs in half. I got a couple old cars out here, a bunch of stuff I need to take out to my place. I happen to be working out here when people sold them to me, so I had to bring them out here. So I need to have my trailer here. Not going to worry about this week, but maybe next week I can hook back up to my trailer and haul a few of these out of here. There we go. Always put your key back in like this, because if you don't, you'll lose it. Or at least I do. I lose it all the time. There we go. I'm going to lock the gate up, head over to the other yard, start working on that car. I haven't heard from Lep, so I hope he's still coming, because I'm going to desperately need his help today. I gotta say, it's not nearly as muddy as I expected. There's a little bit of mud, a few little spots here and there, but not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I am ready to get out here next week and get busy crushing. Well, actually, probably tomorrow, honestly. I have been getting beat up all week long. People saying, you're just crazy, you crush everything. So I listed a bunch of stuff for sale, and now everybody keeps saying, oh man, your prices are crazy, just crush it if you're going to have that kind of money. So I went through and deleted most of my for sale listings, and we will. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go to town making pancakes. I try not to let people get to me, but it's part of the business, and I know it is. You have to wade through about 50 to 100 flaky people to find one serious person. Like the guy that's buying this Mercury now, he saw the car, he says, I love it, I'll take it. I didn't have to send 50 million pictures just for him to blow me off and never message me again. He didn't lowball me, nothing. He likes the car, and he'll buy it. But I had probably 20 other people on this exact same car, wanted more pictures and wanted this and wanted that and wanted it for half price. Okay, I'm sorry for venting to you guys. We'll stop on that. Let's get over there and get it done. Check out the new mural that my sister painted on here. She painted one on here years and years ago, but she did a new one now. We had a bunch of graffiti and a couple broken windows, so we got all that fixed, and she came in here and painted this one. Looks way better than the old one did. The old one was pretty faded. Like I said, it'd been there for probably, 15 years. This and here, well, it looked about like this. Not even this nice, though. It was worse than this, because she painted all this too, but this is at least still legible. The other one was pretty rough. I can't figure out which key. It's been a while since I've come in here. I think it's this one. One of these days I need to get all my stuff out of this building. This is my dad's building here too. All the stuff on this shelf is mine, and some of this stuff is mine. A lot of this stuff, the problem is it was in this room here, and we redid this room, did a bunch of work in here, and so we had to clean it all out. But yeah, there's another building back behind that's clear full of my stuff, and then I've got another building over there clear full of my stuff. Then I've got a little bit of stuff over here in this building. This is the one that has the brand new roof on it. I've had a lot of people asking about that. From here all the way to the end of the block is all brand new roof. And we want to get in here and put electricity in here so we can have lights and everything, but we can't do that until we get some of this stuff out of here. So that's why I'm really glad to be able to get this car out of here today. For those that are new to the channel or that don't remember, this is where I started my own business in here. And I had, it's right over here. I still have a bike hanging on it. I had this stand. I bought this stand at an auction for like $2 or something like that, and I had all these bungee cords, and I would hang bicycles on it, and I would rebuild bicycles, and I'd do, vintage road bikes like this old Trek here, or I'd do newer Walmart bike. I'd do anything in between, and I'd pick them up at garage sales for $2, $5, whatever, and they need a little bit of work, and so then I'd come in and buy another one at another garage sale that was broken but had a good part on it, and so I'd build the two together and I'd sell them on Craigslist for $40 or $50 or whatever. And that was my first business endeavor when I was about, I would have been about 18 or 19. I was out of high school. I did that for a long time, but then Walmart came out with their $99 special. I've mentioned that before, and so it was just hard for me to compete. And tires got to where they were like 20 bucks a piece, and so it just got too expensive to do it. So I switched over to selling gears and stuff like that on eBay for art, And then I started selling vintage car parts, and it just grew from there. And now I have 20 acres packed clear full of cars. Let's see here, which door do I want to take this car out? This door is bigger, but I don't know. I'm trying to decide. Somehow I've got to get that car spun around. The angle it's at right now, it's going to be really hard. So I think I'm going to have to put tires on it, shove it back, and then bring it a little bit wider. And I'm probably going to have to do the big door. So I'm going to have to move all the sheets of plywood down a door. Yeah, I spent many hours in this building. I'd get done working for my dad throughout the day, and I'd come down here and work on bicycles in the evenings. I had a lot of fun doing it too. I kind of miss it sometimes. But like I say, there was just no money in it. I mean, there was some money in it. I mean, for an 19-year-old single guy, I was making $7 an hour working for my dad. And so if I could make, you know, even $5 an hour extra working on bikes, or $10 an hour, or whatever it came out to, that was pretty good money. I drove a 2005 Nissan Altima. My payment was $200 a month, and my insurance was like $60 a month. And then the house I was renting at that time, I think it was $200 a month plus utilities, and those were about another $100 a month. So I had no bills hardly, and so I was able to save up a little bit of money. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Get some light in here. There we go. Whew. I'm wondering if I can't just get the tires on this car and push it forward over here, then put my jack underneath the rear end, and maybe I can spin it around to where it's facing straight out. Because what we've got to do is we've got to get it out of here. And he can't block the street with his trailer, so we're going to have to get the car out and turn it into the street, and he can park over here. I still have no clue how we're going to get it on his trailer, because especially since I don't have any help today, it's just going to be me and him trying to shove it up a tilt trailer, and shoving a 4,000-pound car just that does not sound appealing. I have no clue how we're going to get it loaded. Maybe he's got some ratchet straps and he can slowly spend 3 hours ratcheting onto his trailer. I don't know. My dad says the lug nuts are in the hubcap. There's one hubcap. One hubcap is still on the car. One hubcap is here, so it's missing one hubcap. And that must be the one that has the lug nuts. I don't know, I don't see it anywhere. I have no clue. If I can't find lug nuts, I mean, there's one wheel on the car, so I can go ahead and pop 3 lug nuts off of this wheel and put 1 lug nut on each wheel, but I'd rather have at least 2 lug nuts. Well, I got good news and bad news. Good news is his lep is on his way. He's been sitting at the other yard waiting on me. I guess my first message he didn't see or something, because I texted him early this morning and told him to come to this yard. Bad news is I cannot find the lug nuts, so we're going to have to pop this hubcap off and steal a few lug nuts off this wheel. Yeah, there we go. I'll just take off 3 of these, and I mean, 1 lug nut's better than no lug nuts. I hate doing that, but what do? I'm sure the lug nuts were laying around this car somewhere, and somebody was probably in here cleaning or whatever, and who knows what they did with them. There's been so many people working in this building in the process of getting it all done. Life goes on. We'll survive. Oh, man. It never fails. People never call you until you're in the middle of doing something. All right, tire number 1. There we go. Where to put the lug nut at? Oh, here it is. I laid it on the car. The one and only lug nut. It's what we got to do, though. Don't have much of a choice on the matter. I might be able to go out back and find some lug nuts out there if I really have to, but I think this will work. For whatever reason, this car really wants to tilt towards the driver's side. I thought I could pick it up and do both front ones at the same time, but I'm going to have to let it back down and scoot the jack over. This isn't my jack. This is just a random jack that was in here already. It works. It's not as nice as mine, but I don't have to unload mine out of the truck. I'm not lazy, but I like to conserve energy because it is hot in here. And humid. Oh, so humid. I used to have great big fans in here for in the summertime. That way I could have some airflow. And in the wintertime I had a heater. It wasn't the world's greatest heater, but if I got too cold, I could go over and stand right in front of it and that would warm me up. Whew, this is a workout here. It's just an old antique Craftsman jack. Doesn't have quite the same speed of lifting as the other one. Almost. Whew. That jack stand back there doesn't sound the greatest. Just got to air up the back tire, put a little bit of air in the front tire, but I left my air compressor out at the other yard, so I guess I got to run back out there again today. Yeah, we pull it over this direction and circle around as much as possible. Like I say, if we have to, we just put the jack underneath the back end of it and scoot her over.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's jacked.
What if we take a strap and one pull, one push?
Yeah, how about we can just put the strap on the pole over here. Just ratchet it. That'll work. It should roll fairly easy once it gets going. Just gotta get the wheel straight around the jack. Yeah, it'll fit right out of here. Uh-oh. Need a hammer? Jammed on. I think it's going to work. It's hitting. I just gotta find the deal. Nothing good. That doesn't latch. First daylight in about 20, not quite 20 years, give or take. We put this car in there before I started doing bicycles. I was doing bicycles when I was 18, 19. I'm 35 now, so yeah, we're at about under 20 years, about 18, 19 years. Finally seeing daylight. What we're gonna do is load it backwards on my dad's truck, and then when he gets here with no winch on his trailer, we can just set the bed down on his trailer and roll it back off forwards. Might have to use a ratchet strap and pull it forward a little bit, but it won't be a big deal. Turn it to the right. There we go. And there we go. Got it loaded up, chained down, ready to hit the road back to Colorado. He was going through all my videos and he found that one there. He said, I gotta have it. So we got it out of the building finally. And on the title, when we bought it, they signed it in 2005. So it's been right at 20 years since we put it in there. Headed to a new home. And with that, the Willies is headed out to a new home. It went to Hardcore Fab. You can check him out here on YouTube. He's not 100% sure what he's going to do with it yet, but he is going to build it, and he's going to build it on camera so you guys can follow along with its progress. And then they drove in with that sign. That was an unexpected deal today. I didn't plan on buying that, but he said they had it on their trailer and they needed to drop it off immediately. And so I said, you bet, bring it on down, I'll buy it. And now I am headed out to the yard. I think I already have people out there waiting on me. That's the problem with having too many yards. I don't normally buy scrap out here. Usually I only buy old cars out here, but that sign, I'll find a place to stash it somewhere. But I'll see you guys out at the yard. It has been a busy day. I have bought a lot of cars today. Let's check out a couple old ones that came in. This one here my dad actually brought in earlier in the week when I wasn't here. Old Toyota pickup of some sort. The frame is rusted in half in multiple places and they welded it back together. So, I mean, definitely not fixable, but probably some good dash parts. Probably some good engine parts maybe. It's got the old 20R in it. Looks pretty rough, but like I say, there's probably a few good parts left on it here and there. Then this old E250 came in. Whew, pretty rusty inside, rotted inside. Probably a good instrument cluster, but man, it stinks in here. It smells like mildew. Oh, it's got a lot of good lights on the ceiling, so yeah, I'll be sure to save all these switches and lights and that sort of stuff. All that'll sell. And in fact, I think I'm just gonna leave this door open. That way maybe it'll air out a little bit, so that way when Lep's here next week pulling parts, he doesn't have to deal with that smell. Plus, it won't be quite so hot in there. There we go. Whew, man, this thing reeks. Everything else that came in over there is all just late model stuff, nothing cool or exciting. Got to cut one converter off here in a minute. And then we got this old MG in. No engine, no transmission, pretty rough car. This side of the car isn't too bad, but the other side's really bad. And it's got a few parts, maybe some dash pieces. But man, parts on these things are hard to pull. Well, the logo's coming right off. It's got a neat steering wheel, like a banjo style steering wheel. That might be something cool for a wall hanger if nothing else. And then I thought about saving this deck lid. I just thought that would be cool hanging on the wall, you know? Easy to pull. And there's a bunch of interior parts. I'll look it over better later. It don't weigh nothing, so it's not worth anything for scrap, but at the same time, it's not worth anything for anything anyway. These MGs just don't have a very good following. And then up here, I pulled out the grain truck. It's a little bit too windy to run the torch today, but I figured next week, I'll get here in the morning while it's still cool and I'll run the torch for about 30 minutes every morning. That way I can stay on top of stuff. I got to cut the bed off of that truck and then cut it in half so I can take the cab out to my place, scrap the rest of it. Skylar hauled out a load of transmissions there in the aluminum box, put a bunch of aluminum wheels in there, so been getting a lot of work done. I am waiting on one more person to get here. As soon as they get here, I got to unload them and get them paid, and then I got to get out to my place. A guy is bringing out 2 cars that came from the auction. I got to get him unloaded because he has to use his trailer for some other stuff tomorrow, and so he can't just leave his trailer like he usually does. And then he's going to haul back the last 2 loads on Sunday, I believe. And then when I got back from lunch, this seat was laying here. I have no clue what this is out of. I don't know, you tell me, what do you think it's out of? It's got high back seats, so it's probably gonna be, well, I know it's late 60s or newer because in 68 or 69 is when they required there to be headrests on seats. I think 69 if I remember right. So it's probably like early 70s, I'm guessing, just by the style of it and the looks of it. But I have no clue where it came from, who dumped it off or what. I left the gate open because I was in a hurry, figured it wasn't a big deal just to run down and get something to eat and come back. But in that time frame, it appeared. Well, I figured it out. A little bit of time on Google. These are for like a 73 Dart or Duster, that body style. I forget what they call that body style. Was it A-body? I can't remember now. I'm not a 70s Mopar expert person. Aficionado, none of that sort of stuff. I don't know if they're worth anything or not. They might just be scrap. I'm not sure what years interchanged. 73 to 75, I think, somewhere in that range. 74. So I don't know. I'll see if anybody has to have them, but more than likely they're gonna wind up in the old scrap pile. There they are. Good looking Ford truck and an old Plymouth Savoy. Savoy. How do you say it? Savoy or Savoy? I honestly have no clue. Whew, air condition. It's 102 degrees outside right now. And it's getting crazy windy out there and there's dust blowing. It is not a fun day. It's getting a little bit miserable. So I think I am done for the day. I had some other stuff I needed to get done, but I just don't think that's gonna happen now. Tomorrow is Saturday and I don't have any auctions going on. I don't have anything pressing going on. So I think I can just take care of all those other odds and ends tomorrow. So with that, I'm gonna let y'all go. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of behind the scenes, rescuing an old car out of the building and selling a Willys and unloading cars and just whatever else we did. It was kind of a hodgepodge today. But as always, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Hopefully it's not too hot. Remember to get out there and find yourself an adventure. We will see you on the next one.